Hello, everyone, and welcome to the last Freeform Friday for 2015. I'm Pete Werner, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. And we got a small group here today. It's just me, Steve Porter.
Where's your camera?
Where's his camera?
I haven't.
This is Rhino's first time left alone in the
hey.
studio without adult supervision, and apparently
There you are. I'm gonna fix that in here while you guys chit chat.
and of course Rhino back in the production nook there.
Hello.
There he is while he goes to fix whatever's broken. So for those who have never joined us before for Freeform Friday, as the name implies, this is a freeform show. We just kind of open up the mics and the cameras and start broadcasting and kind of do stream of consciousness, whatever we feel like talking about. And there's a couple things I want to talk about. Actually, the first thing I want to talk about today is this thing I'm holding in my hand. Do you know what it is? It is the Apple Pencil that goes with the iPad Pro. This massive, look at the size of this thing. It's huge. I got to tell you something. This is a laptop replacement. The screen is fantastic. But when you add this pencil for note taking, see, I'm one of those people, I can't take notes by typing them. I've got to write them. But I don't like writing in books. I prefer to have the record because I lose stuff. And the Microsoft Surface Pro was really good with the handwriting and the pen. Up until this, it was the best thing out there. This is better. It is better. And I have now found my nirvana in the world of Apple. I can run Word, Excel, I could, the Office suite on this now. The note-taking, I mean, honestly, for business meetings and anything like that, this is all that's going with me. Plus, it's got a much faster processor than the previous iterations of the iPad. And you can definitely tell that, especially when you're playing games on it.
How much do they hold memory?
I want to say this one's 128 gigs.
Oh, wow.
This is 128 gigs with Wi-Fi and cellular, and I think its retail is $11.49, so it's not cheap.
That's the lowest iPad Air, is 128.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They were around that same.
It really
price point.
is a replacement. I mean, especially if you got one of the keyboard attachment things.
Well, that's the problem right now is okay, this is gold. This pencil is gold because you can't find them. I ordered this iPad, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, and got it relatively soon. But I also ordered the pencil and the cover with the keyboard at the same time. Those two things will be coming next week. Just so happened yesterday, I was looking at the Apple website, and just every so often I would check to see if one of my local Apple stores has this in stock, and one of them did. So I bought it on the spot. And then went up there and got it. So I have another one coming, but I always need a backup of these things because I lose them. And at $75 for this, it's an expensive loss. But let me just take a look here.
People are asking what the weight. Does the weight bother you?
Not at all, actually. I thought it would. It's really not bad. It's fairly thin. 128 gig with Wi-Fi and cellular is $1,079. 128 gig just Wi-Fi is $949, and then 32 gig is $799, and those are the options, which is kind of weird. You figure they'd have something between 32 and 128, but so they're priced similarly to the MacBook Air. Mm-hmm. The weight is not bad at all. I haven't had any problems, and I've been reading a lot in the last 2 weeks on this. I think I've read 2 or 3 books on this. And at no point in time did I feel like it was like straining or anything like that. Then again, the way it's designed, holding it with two hands is really comfortable. So I'll do that a lot. I'll hold it with two hands and just go to one hand to switch pages.
Yeah.
But the real beauty is sitting down to hand write a note on this. It is the apps, and I have been trying to find this. Like I said, the Surface Pro, I was really happy with. I'm not going to take anything away from that. That, up until this, was the closest experience of writing on one of these devices and feeling like you were writing on paper. But then this came along. It's just a better screen. It's just something better in the feel of it. Great app for it. What the heck was the name of it?
People are already...
Notability is what it's called. Notability. I actually am finding that I prefer Notability over OneNote, and I never thought I would say that. It's just simpler. It's a better interface.
People are asking, you can't use it on the phone, correct?
No, I don't. You know what? I haven't tried. Craig asked me that question if I could use it on the phone or, no.
No.
Although, you know what? It's a Bluetooth pair. So let me try something. You pair it by plugging it into the bottom of the iPad, and as soon as you plug it in, it recognizes it. But it's not doing that here. Let me check. No. Nope.
You can FaceTime on that, right?
On the iPad?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Somebody asked that, and I just assumed that was a thing.
Let me see how good the camera is, because I'm gonna go. What I'm gonna do is just to piss you people off and piss myself off. I'm gonna go into the parks, and
Oh God.
I'm going to take pictures like this. All right. And let me go ahead and share that on my Facebook
During
page.
the fireworks and block 10
Yes.
people behind you.
All
You
right.
get spitballs on the screen as you.
Why isn't Facebook on this? Now, if you want to see this picture, I just posted it to Facebook if you want to see the quality of the picture that it takes. And this is under, I'd say pretty normal lighting. I mean, well, maybe not normal, since I'm surrounded by them, but it's a good picture of Rhino.
Oh, I was like, what was the picture? Right.
But yeah, I'm really into my iPad Pro. The other piece of technology that I'm really into right now, that I got to admit, I have the iPhone 6S, but I carry more than one phone because I use them for different things. One is my personal phone, one is my business phone. And also because I like to be able to see the sites on different mobile devices. So I like having a Windows phone, an Android, and an iPhone. It's also an excuse to buy technology. But this is the Samsung Galaxy Edge. So it's got the curved side to the screen. This phone is the best phone I've ever used. This phone is better than the iPhone. Honest to God. And if it wasn't such a damn hassle, I may still do it. I may actually do it. I may make this
No,
my primary phone.
you won't.
Oh, just to
You
spite
won't
you.
do it.
Just to spite you. I'm
You
going.
won't
The reason
do
the
it.
reason I even hesitate is because
You got Apple everything. You can't sync it all together. That's the only thing. It throws
I
the kink in the
have-
work.
I have 2 lines, 2 of my 3 lines, my personal lines, have something you don't see very often. They have unlimited international data. Unlimited. So those times that I've been in Europe, like last fall, when I spent a month in Europe, and I was posting shit like, oh, sorry,
Freeform Friday.
Freeform Friday. So we should do like the South Park counter every time we curse. Remember the first time they were doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know who's calling me from Denver, but I'm not answering your call at 10 after 8, and I don't know who you are. The reason I'm like able to post from all over the place and not have to use Wi-Fi, not have to worry about it, is because I have this unlimited international data, and I gotten it before. I don't know. Was it the first? I think it was the first trip to the Mediterranean that we did back in, I don't know when it was. It was Walter, Max, and I. And I called to see what plans they had to see if I could get any data while I was over there. And she said, oh, we have this unlimited international data. And I was like, I want it. And I signed up 2 lines for it. And like 2 months later, they did away with it. But as long as you keep your account active, you get grandfathered in. However, when I do anything to one of the phones, when I do any changes to one of the phones that has the unlimited international data, it like requires an act of Congress. These guys thought I was joking when we all went to get our phones upgraded, and I said we're going to be there for 4 or 5 hours.
I think it ended up being 6.
It ended up being something like 6 hours because of the ridiculousness of doing anything with my phones.
We were joking last time we were there that they should have a window with McDonald's in there for how long you have to wait.
Oh yeah, the number of times I've wanted to go out and get something to eat because I'm stuck at the AT&T store. So it's like traumatic because I think about going in there. I'm like, no, I just don't have the stamina. I can walk 20 miles in a day right now without.
People can literally run a marathon in the amount of time that it takes. It's like the average is 6 hours.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, that would. But what I have tried to do is forward my iPhone. That I have to go over and talk. They got to put a new SIM card in. There's a known issue with some of the older SIM cards in iPhones that call forwarding won't work.
Oh.
And so they just got to replace the SIM card. So maybe I'll go over tomorrow and do that. But
well, if you're getting rid of that phone.
No, I'm not getting rid of the phone.
Oh, okay.
Well, unless they have the Plus. If they have the Plus, I might get that because they didn't have the Plus when I was there before.
I'm just saying, I could use that 4K portable phone.
Oh, look at him. He's like a vulture. All of them. All of them. You know, I'm going to tell you something. The minute I die, these vultures, these pigs, are going to be picking over my stuff.
We'll be whispering in the funeral at the wake, tapping out the tears.
And then it's going to be a race to see.
Who's getting
it's going to be a race to see who gets to the jewelry box first. That's all right. It's all. Actually, I gotta make some changes. I gotta make some changes to my will.
You remember that episode of Will and Grace where Stan died and it was Karen versus Minnie Driver was not Minnie Driver.
Minnie Driver.
Minnie Driver was and they were racing to find out what the will was. So Will had to come and read the will at the funeral or whatever. But she was tapping the tears out of her eyes with the middle finger.
Yeah.
I could see your English McMuffin. I could see your Yankee Doodle. Love that episode.
But yeah, I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with the Samsung, the Edge. It's a very, very cool phone. If you're looking for a great Android phone, great screen size, incredible display, really fast. Just, I don't know, there's something about it. I absolutely love this phone. So I like this better than I like my iPhone. Truth be told. Truth be told. So what's everyone's plans for the holidays, Rhino?
I'm leaving tomorrow morning to take the longest drive in the world to go to Massachusetts. It's going to be Google Maps says 20 hours, but it's a 2-day trip. You got to do 12 hours one day, 12 hours another day because it doesn't actually work out to be 20 hours, but fingers crossed. It's a long trip. Taking my Eli's coming and the 2 corgis and a tiny little Genesis, and it should be interesting. It's going to be a long couple weeks.
You're bringing your Genesis?
Yes, yeah. So a lot of Christmas presents coming to my for my I want to return all of my sisters right now because I'm not happy with her. But the other siblings, they're going to make out pretty well this year. So, but I don't know. I don't have any big plans once I'm up there. We're going to go see Star Wars. I already know I'm seeing Star Wars Thursday night and Friday morning. And then, because I got to take my mom Thursday night. And then I'm going with a good friend of mine Friday morning. And then my birthday is January 1st. And I think my mom's got a surprise for me this year. But that's it. Nope, nothing big.
Yeah,
All my
the surprise
family's
is no presents.
Yeah, well, that's a surprise every year. It's the sad part of having the combined birthday Christmas thing. I said that to her one year though, and she got me an extra big gift because she
Felt bad?
she tried to say that wasn't the case, that people were more generous at Christmas. I said, oh, that's weird because I feel like I'm getting the gifts that people don't have the receipts to return, so they found a way to get rid of them. Like, it's always like the things that you put in stockings. So that year she got me like a really nice gift. So
wow, you're damaged. You are damaged. What about you?
I'm going all the way around the country. On the 17th, I have a pretty late flight on the 17th, shipping out to Salt Lake to visit my girlfriend and her family. And then on the 23rd, I'm flying all the way to New York to visit my family for Christmas, and then seeing Star Wars with my family. So I'm waiting to see Star Wars because I'm going to see it with my family.
I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to hide from society.
Yeah,
there's no
media.
hiding.
No
you're
social
just
media.
gonna.
There better not be like,
Are you
Luke,
kidding?
I'm your father in this one.
It's impossible. I was reading the Batman versus Superman trailer went up the other day, and in the trailer there were major
Don't say-
spoilers.
okay.
I'm not going to say what they are. I made that mistake by complaining about the trailer, and then one of our listeners wrote to me on Facebook and was like, well, I don't watch the trailers, so technically your post just ruined it for me. So I edited the post, and it's just... Entertainment Weekly does it in my news feed. You just scroll down and they'll be like,
yeah, I'm worried.
Did
but
this just
at
happen?
the same time,
Like,
we've done this for like the last couple of years with me and my brother and my dad. We always like watch whatever the newest action movie is during that, because there's usually during Christmas movie. So like it was The Hobbit the last couple of years, so we'll see. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Jonathan Augusto on Facebook, looking good, Pete. Thank you.
Well, someone said, I thought it was a clever comment. They said the iPad you have is a sleeker version of the iPad Air, just like Pete's new figure. That's what someone said.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm loving the clothes shopping. I am loving going clothes shopping lately. Did a little bit last night. It's like now I feel like I'm back in my 20s, and I used to do this because like I used to clothes shop like crazy in my 20s. And then when I started putting weight on, I stopped. I mean, it's depressing enough getting dressed in the morning, and let alone, I honestly, when I would go clothes shopping when I was heavy, it was really depressing for me because it was like invariably I'd gone up a size, and so it's like, geez, and now it's kind of like the opposite. So, plus I get to wear, the clothes that I like to wear that these designers tend not to make clothes and for larger guys. So, I am really enjoying that. I'm also enjoying the fact that I'm eating pretty well and my weight ain't budging. I never thought I'd see that again. But I think just with the amount of walking I'm doing and everything, it's just, and I love it. It's not, well, I'm 3 months in now. I'm 3 months in, and I'm sustaining and maintaining and loving it. If I don't get, like today, I didn't get to get outside and take my walk. So like tomorrow it has to happen not because, oh my God, I need to walk, but it like feels so good. I really feel it the next day. Like tomorrow I will feel it.
And they say, I should not be talking on the issue because I do not work out or do anything. But they do say like if you get in a routine of working out or going for walks, then you get there's a chemical release that you get for doing
endorphins.
This.
Yeah, you're getting an endorphin rush. I don't really get that. If I do normally when I go out and walk around the neighborhood, I'll do 2.5 miles. It's not a big walk, but there's an alternate route I will take if I really want to push myself, and that's like 3.5 to 4 miles.
Oh, nice.
I come back from that, and it's like I just did a few lines of coke. Not that I would know what that's like. But yeah, there's definitely that feeling. But doing the normal walk, I really don't get that. It's just really good emotionally and mentally. Just you work stuff out and you helps
Think
with
things
stress.
through, yeah.
It's really good. So, but thank you for that, Jonathan.
Here's a cool question, and it's related to the parks, but I just think it's cool. And I'm just curious what both your answers are. But what ride makes you laugh, or do you have like the best memories on? And I have my answer, which is the People Mover, because
Makes you laugh?
well, no, but I have the best memories on.
No, for me, there are two. There are two answers to that question. One is A Small World. The other one is Soarin', and both because of my mom. Small World is something my mom and I almost always ride whenever we're in the Magic Kingdom together because I've told this story before. She rode it at the 1964 World's Fair when she was pregnant with me.
My mom went on it when she was like 5 years old.
At the 64 World's Fair?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's always like a real connection for Mom and I. And Soarin' was another one that I got, both my mother and I are terrified of heights. And we both love Soarin'. And so that's another one, whenever we have the chance, we go on Soarin' together. So that's the, those are the two that I have the
Strongest connections.
The strongest connections to, yeah.
Rhino, what about you?
At Disney?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something about. Oh, my thing blinked out again. Haunted Mansion. I think it's one of my grandma's favorites when I was younger, and it was definitely a ride I could do because I was always afraid of like roller coasters and stuff like that. So I always think about that. Like I know she also liked Hall of Presidents, but she is in Massachusetts right now. I'm speaking like she's not here anymore, but like when we came as a child, so I'm referring past tense to that. But I always think my grandparents always like kind of the macabre kind of thing, and so they always like Haunted Mansion. So I don't know. I feel that connection, and honestly, Captain EO. I know it's stupid, but I remember seeing it when I was a little kid, and I was almost struck by lightning when I was a kid on one of the trips there too.
Oh, wow.
So there was this weird trip where like I remember Captain EO. I got hit with one of the jumping waters on the way out, and then I was almost killed. So it was a very interesting trip, to say the least. But when they brought it back, it was kind of like one of those like, oh, this is that ridiculous thing I watched as a kid. Like I don't know, just a weird thing,
Was that when your ovaries descended?
Yes, yeah.
Because he doesn't have testicles, he has
Just the
descended
one,
ovaries.
yeah.
They're low-hanging ovaries.
My undescended ovary.
Adam Warren on Facebook, Jersey drivers do not use their directional blinker when they make a turn. Why? Because get the hell out of my way. Okay? That's why. Because get the hell out of my way.
Do you know what I hate? Florida drivers.
I was just going to say Florida, it's rampant right now.
It's so bad, and I keep noticing that everyone uses in Florida the middle lane as the fast lane. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. And everyone also goes the speed limit, which I know sounds bad, but like in New York, everyone goes 5 miles above the speed limit.
Yeah, it's 5 to 10. That's what you should be doing.
That's the standard. But in Florida, if it's 45, everyone's going 45.
Or 40.
Yeah.
That's the worst part, yeah.
And I'm like,
I don't know. I'm not.
I can't stand it.
No, what I can't stand is when they're doing the speed limit in the left lane. Get out of the fast lane.
Yeah.
Nobody moves aside here.
Yeah,
no.
Well, they do if you start like honking and flashing your lights at them because, I've stopped doing that, but it's obnoxious.
I don't want to visit Murderton. I want to lower your camera a little bit because you're leaning a little bit. You're slowly disappearing out of the frame. So, you started really high, and now
should I have a nip slip?
Every time I cut back, you're just a smidge lower.
What did you say? What did you say?
You got an apple out of the bag.
Apple out of the bag. Is it Taylor ham or pork roll? It's both.
What?
Taylor ham or pork roll? It's a Jersey thing.
Oh.
You've never had
Sounds
pork
like
roll?
a Chinese food restaurant.
It's also whirly birds.
I'm lost. What's a whirly
I've
bird?
had this discussion at Penn State because all my friends are from Jersey and I had no idea what they were talking about.
pork roll. It's like a, what is it? Like
It's like a breakfast ham.
It is. It's like a breakfast ham. It's really salty though. I mean, it's got, it's been cured to within an inch of its life. And they usually serve it like, with a fried egg and cheese on a Kaiser roll. And they're really, really good. And I remember I made it for Walter once, and I thought he was going to gag. He hated it.
I saved my meats for dinner or the bedroom.
Well.
I can't eat a lot of meat in the morning. I don't know. I'm not a steak and eggs
bacon
guy. I'll allow it.
Crispy bacon.
Yeah, crispy. I'll allow crispy, yeah.
Julian Wright, do you ever think Disney will add more cruise ships to their fleet? Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, they better.
As a matter of fact, I know that discussion is going on now. Where it's at, I don't know, but that discussion is already happening. So
this is a cool conversation, I think. So we talked about with Universal, the third gate is imminent. When Disney releases the fifth gate, I don't know if I'm sure this has been talked about on the podcast before, but what would the next gate for Disney be? Villains?
That was what they were going. Those are the plans that were drawn up and was going to be announced before 9/11. And then after 9/11, it was all scrapped.
Mm-hmm.
All that expansion was scrapped. But it was going to be a villain's, the Tragic Kingdom. It was going to be a villain's theme park. So that's possible. I don't know. It depends. It really depends. What Disney is going to do, more likely than not, is wait to hear what Universal is doing.
Kind of the Universal Studios.
But
Disney.
there is no way. There's no way Disney does not respond with another gate. They can't. They can't.
I just think about how busy it's been getting at Food and Wine Festival. Like, I know it's a weird thing, and I know it's a popular event, but that was where the thought occurred to me, where I was like, there is going to be an inevitable point where it's just the quality of your experience is going to take a drastic dive because yes, they can handle more occupancy, but you don't want to be in a full park. It is not a pleasant experience at all. And a lot of people say, well, I've been in a full park. And I'm like, no, not until you've gone through the phases of closing have you been in a full park, because then that is a nightmare. And then you can't do anything. You can probably have one fast pass and wait 2 hours for like one other thing. It's people do it for 4th of July at Magic Kingdom, or like not Magic Kingdom, excuse me, Epcot, or like New Year's, I think too is a very, very big deal for them. But I don't know. It's just not my jam. I don't want to be stuck in a thing
park
like that.
needs to come.
Yeah.
I mean, just for space. I'm sure once a fifth gate does come, there'll be a summer, or whenever it's released, whenever it opens, where the parks are crowded still because people are just excited for the fifth gate. But then once that slows down and you're dispersed amongst another park, it's just going to help so much. Because it was a 10-year kind of like Magic Kingdom, Epcot, like all those kind of came out 10 years after each other. Mm-hmm. And now it's been almost 20.
Yeah, that's right. Because it was, 98?
Yeah.
Was it?
So we're coming up on 20 years for Animal Kingdom. So they have to do something.
Yeah. I mean, they've been building so many more hotels, it seems like, since, Art of Animation opened. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I was trying to think. I thought they had another hotel since I started working there. Whoops.
Well, Universal's had...
Yeah, Universal's had them, yeah. I don't know. It's getting very crowded, and they're expanding that highway. That's going to take like 8 years, and is a nightmare. But you know what? Hopefully, in 8 years, it'll be a beautiful place here, and you'll have a 10-lane I-4. I think it's actually more lanes than that, because I think it's a 5-lane addition on either side. So it's going to be like an 8-lane, 16-lane highway or something like that.
All right, talk amongst yourselves for a second. I need another coffee.
Okay, I'll look for more questions.
Okay, I'll sit here. Does anybody have a question for Steve and myself?
Ooh, yeah.
Steve, are you monitoring
I'm
YouTube?
kind of going across, yeah.
Okay, because I've been trying to do
Live stream?
Live stream on my phone, yeah.
All right, so
Because I can't
live
do
stream for Rhino,
YouTube on the phone.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I'm over on YouTube. Rhino's on live stream.
does anybody have a cool so I know we've said villains is what some people were talking about, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see it.
Not enough?
No. I don't think that's enough to carry a whole theme park. You want to see a theme park that's completely themed to villains? Like, I don't know.
Also, I feel like then what do you do with the villains that are in the parks that they're already in? So what do you take them out of? Yeah, I can see how that would kind of conflict with things that already exist.
Okay, I think people are confused.
Just submit
so
questions in the
Steve
comments and we'll read
articles.
them.
Yeah, just write to Steve, but you don't ask him on live stream. Ask him on the other one. They're asking for somebody who's asking about suggestions about how to get more articles published. And I think we recently did a call for.
Yeah, if you're looking to submit articles, I think there's a contact form. I did it so long ago that I don't remember. Are they asking for article ideas or how to become a contributor?
Any tips to get more articles? My thing keeps moving. I'm sorry. It like keeps. I don't know.
Articles published? I don't know. What do they say?
It was kind of a.
If you're trying to get more
I'm not
articles
trying to be mean to them,
published,
but-
if that's what you're trying to do, I think that's maybe what they're going for.
Okay. I've got a question for everybody. How about that?
Okay, you want to just do that one?
Yeah, I'll go. Somebody asked what our favorite resort was to be at or stay in. And
Mine's so easy.
Go ahead.
Poly.
I do love the Poly. I gotta say
Yours
the
isn't?
Poly's. It's not okay. I've only stayed once for one night.
Yeah, me too.
And it was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's definitely got some of my favorite restaurants. I really enjoy the luau. I think it's cool. Have you ever done that?
Dog's coming in.
Here it comes. We don't have a small tap dancer on the floor.
Abigail, come here.
She's just very jazzed up
Look
right
at
now.
You're insane. Abby, come here. Abby,
Mine is Fort Wilderness.
come here.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
I like it because don't get me wrong, Polynesian 100%. If you're staying on the monorail line for sure, any of that, other, I don't know why I switched to you. Any other, for me, Fort Wilderness is like a hotel where you can go and it'd be an experience where you could never leave the hotel and be like, you know what I mean? Like I love the cabin, the camping.
She's insane. Come here. Come here.
She's excited to be on the show. Here she comes.
I'm trying to pick you up. Oh my God.
Hold on, I'll zoom out a little bit. You want to show
I
her?
can't lift her.
Where is she? Hold on, I'll do it with your camera.
Come here. Jump up. Jump up. Come on. I know you're not supposed to. Come on. Now you won't.
Abby, come over here. Come here.
Abby, come here.
Come here. Put her in the front.
Over here.
There she is. There she goes.
Call her.
Abby,
She's
come
going
here.
over by you.
Come here. Abigail.
Sit. Abby, come here. Abby, come here. Abigail. Come here.
She is like,
Sit.
I am loving
Everyone's so
people.
confused.
Lay down. Good girl.
There you are. Hey,
There
girl.
you go. There's the shot.
There she is.
Where's my baby? Yes.
Look at you.
She gets like that, like when you first like bring her around people, and then after about 5 or 10 minutes, she calms down. Well, she needs to go potty. Let's go potty. Come on.
Back to
All
you,
right,
Steve.
we're back.
Yeah, so I was saying I like it because it's this is like a Batman shot I have here now. I like it because, excuse me while I fix this camera, because it can be. I like to take the boats over to Magic Kingdom.
Boats, having
they-
a boat connection to anything at one of your resorts is a cool experience.
Exactly. However, they need to run a lot more boats because it is a freaking nightmare if there are more than 10 people waiting. It'll take forever. But yeah, I love Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. It's all you can drink, all you can eat.
I did
Come on.
that for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Did you like
It
it?
was so awesome.
You went with your girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Did she like it?
Yeah, she loved it.
And
It's one of those things where I just like need to, like, I'm so excited to do it again.
Right, and when you're staying there, it's fun because then you can be a little less responsible while you're watching the show. So you can just, I don't want to be like pounding back, but you want to be sensible while you're drinking and driving.
I had fun.
But,
I'll just say I had fun.
Yeah.
It's because what I did too is that we went to the earliest one, and then we had fun, and then we went to the Magic Kingdom and just hung out there for a little bit.
Right.
Obviously, we weren't like sloppy or anything crazy, but you're feeling good.
Yeah.
And it's a fun time.
And it's surprisingly like a good dinner show. Like it's legitimately funny if
yeah.
you get a good cast. And
it's the longest running show. Did you know that? It's the longest running show in Walt Disney World.
I think I had heard that, but I forgot. Like, but it makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
it's a good throwback to that type of like Americana thing that Walt Disney
Do you know
loved.
what's really interesting? The Spirit of Aloha show used to be called like the something Polynesian Review.
Oh, so it was like a hoop-de-doo number two.
Like, yeah. And I don't know what the basis of the show was, but I would love to know. If anyone knows, comment.
Have you done the luau?
No, I haven't.
I did it once for something, but it's good. I like hoop-de-doo a little bit more. So, but if I say you've done hoop-de and you're looking to do something
Similar,
else like that,
is it
like,
unlimited
this is it,
drinks or no?
Yeah, it's the same idea. The food menu's a little different, a little more like it's got like fish and rice and stuff like that. Whereas like the hoop-de-doo is that fried chicken ribs and stuff. But yeah, that's what I like. That I love the cabins. I like that there's the campgrounds, and I get the atmosphere around Halloween time or even Christmas. Like people decorate. Like these people go all the time with the campgrounds or whatever, and they like all the campgrounds are just decked out
with lights and everything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's so cool.
And they do like contests and stuff like that there too, I guess. I found out about that last year when I stayed at Halloween, so it's a really cool thing. And if you get a bunch of friends, you can like rent a cabin for not, it sleeps like 6 or 7 people. So get a bunch of people, it's like $50 a person. It's not too bad.
That is cool.
Maybe it's more than that, and I'm talking about when I had a cast member discount, but I don't remember.
You talking about the cabins at Fort Wilderness?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want 6 adults in one of those.
Well, maybe.
No, because you've got a full-size bed in the bedroom, which...
Well, you don't want 2 other adults in the bunk beds next to you.
Well, I'm saying if you want 6 people in that, that's what you got to do. You got to put 2 adults in the bunk bed, 2 adults in the bed in the bedroom, and then 2 adults in the Murphy bed. So it's just not comfortable. It's not comfortable. I think 4 adults. 4 adults is comfortable in the cabin. 2 couples.
Well, maybe like they've got a kid. If you got your kids or something, they can stay in. I stayed with my brother and his wife, and it was okay. It was good. So, I don't know. I'm a fan.
So wait, what? So we'll ask you that question. What is your favorite resort?
I'm gonna guess.
I know too. I think.
Okay.
But I just for the viewers, I guess.
I
Your
think
favorite resort?
I
What
think
do you
it's
think it is?
Contemporary.
I think it's contemporary.
Are you gonna just change it so you get it wrong?
No, he did say something. He did say something recently about the Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
That's true.
Wilderness Lodge Villas. Look, here's the thing: is it really is. It's gotten to a point now where it's really hard for me to say one particular resort is my favorite. One of the questions, I'm not reading it exactly right now, but was asking, what evokes the most memories for me, and there are, having been around Disney World as much as I have over the course of the last 24 years, virtually there's no place on property that doesn't evoke memories for me. But if I think about the resorts that are going to evoke the most memories, the Contemporary, the Boardwalk, actually, Polynesian, no question, Fort Wilderness, without a doubt. And I love these resorts for different reasons. So it's really hard for me to say. Those are definitely, Wilderness Lodge Villas, just from a theme standpoint and a comfortability standpoint. And I think those rooms are just, we had a 2-bedroom when we were there doing the 7 and 7. That was amazing. It was incredible. And, I kept saying, if I ever do buy DVC, that's where I'm buying. I'll tell you right now. I'm buying at Wilderness Lodge.
Can we do kind of a negative one for the price? For the price? I'll say that. For the price, what's the worst?
Yacht
resort?
Club. Yacht Club, hands down.
I agree. Okay,
Hands
so
down.
a couple, like, I mean, I guess it was like 6 or 7 years ago. I had a friend who, like, I had a friend coming in from England, and then my friend here in Florida. We were all friends. His parents like treated us to a couple nights at like Contemporary, and they just remodeled the rooms. Amazing stay. Then the next night, or after 2 or 3 nights of that, they treated us to a suite in Grand Floridian. And like a
Nice.
2-bedroom suite on concierge level again, like, and I'm just like, ooh, good Lord, I'm a poor person.
But that's
This
kind of
is
like
crazy.
staying
But-
at grandma's house.
Right, and I was like, okay, I liked Contemporary a little more because I like that modern design to it. Because again, I was in a brand new room, and then we ended the evening at the Yacht Club, and I was like, boo, because it to me felt like a moderate, not a moderate, value resort, but I was being priced at the rooms are just bleh, and I mean it's great because you're right on the boardwalk, but
Location's great, but the resort itself.
yeah, I'm not, and I don't know, I'm not into that nautical theme crap either. I'm sorry, I know people love it, and my mom loves it, and I'm sorry, Mom, but it's not my jam.
I think nautical themed things when you're actually by the ocean are cool, but
Well, that is true. I am from like Plymouth, Massachusetts, so it makes sense there, I guess. But whatever.
Kavana Customs, which I don't know if that's a real name. What if I don't stay out of the damn lakes? Well, then a brain-eating amoeba will crawl into your ear, a water moccasin will swim up your butt, and an alligator will eat your private parts. And karma's a bitch.
Did you hear about that story? Did we talk about that on another show?
About the guy who was trying to hide from the police and
Yeah.
got eaten by a 10-foot alligator?
Yeah, karma.
Yeah. Stay out of the damn lakes. This is not a difficult concept. This is not the lakes in Florida will kill you. They are lakes of death. So if you go into them, you will die. Just quite simply, you will quite simply be dead.
Do you think this is an off-topic thing, but Jess in here keeps asking, and you know what? She raises a valid point. Do you think that Disney will ever get involved in anything toward like the Australia part of the world, like an Alani type resort out there? Maybe
No.
Have you ever
No.
traveled there in your journeys here?
I have. I've been to Australia, and believe me, I would love anything to do with Australia. I can't wait to go back, but it's just too remote.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's too
thinking.
remote. There are not enough people. I think the population of Australia is like 23 million people. There are just not enough people indigenous there to support that park.
Yeah.
And what is involved for virtually everyone in the world to get there? No. See, they'll do it in Shanghai because, well, that's where the people are. You know, you got a billion people in like a 20 square mile radius.
The government wanted it there too, right? Didn't they?
Well, yeah,
They had
it wouldn't be
something to do with it,
built if
right?
the government didn't want it there. It's China. It's not like here where the government, if the government didn't want it, it wouldn't happen. Plus, the government's making massive concessions to Disney. They don't make to other companies. Sure, they want that, and I'm sure some palms are being greased there. It's a corrupt political system. Not that ours is any great shakes, but
Well,
I think China makes us look downright angelic.
I think Shanghai should be our next 7 and 7.
Yeah, okay. You get John to agree to pay for that, I'm fine going on the trip. But
If I can get us a good cheap place to stay.
yeah, because that's what I
meet you
do when I
halfway.
travel.
Well,
like
if
to
I
go-
could get us a
I want
house
to go.
there.
I want to go
A
stay with
house.
your friends.
I got a house. I got a friend in real estate who's got a house there.
a cheap place in Shanghai, China sounds pretty
Yeah,
sketchy.
just what I want. Yeah.
You just have to be real friendly with the Chinese mafia. You're cool. I've seen a lot of films. I know. Somebody asked me in here about that marathon I talked about I was running. It's a half marathon. It's in celebration. This is the third year I've done it. It's the last Sunday of January. If there's still some space, if anybody wants to do it with me, come have a laugh and watch me cry. It's to like benefit. It's for like a lot of school scholarships and stuff like that. They put on a really good thing there. But if anyone wants to come watch me run, feel free. I don't really have too much. They're asking me a lot of information about it, but just look it up online, I guess. Celebration, townofcelebrationmarathon.com, I think is the website. So.
Can I bring it back to the stay out of the damn lakes for half a second?
Yeah.
Do you know that there used to be a wave machine in the seven seas that would create waves
Yes.
onto the Polynesians' beach.
Yes.
That is the coolest
And then
thing.
something happened.
It started to erode. The whole beach started to erode, and they're like, well, we can't do
Okay,
that.
yeah.
They're like losing sand like massively, and they're like, wait, this is not a good
Why
idea.
are you on me? He's talking.
Sorry.
Oh, now I don't know.
I'm imagining the waves. I was thinking about the wave. I was like, oh,
Yeah, focus. Focus, Teresa.
I want to be at the Polynesian now, with the watching the luau. Really, the reason why I liked the luau so much. I should throw this out there before I said I liked it so much was quite a number of Polynesian men that dance in that show. They are very attractive. It's a good show. You've seen it.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'm not.
That's another reason why I really enjoyed the Lion King show.
You know, it was
at
funny.
Epcot.
I was
Same Fire Troy was in that show.
I had dinner the other night with it was a Dreams Unlimited meeting. I had dinner the other night with the marketing rep who handles Alani. And just any discussion of Alani, the wheels start turning. How can I get out there? I'm going to tell you folks, honest to God, if you do nothing else in your life, go to Alani. You'll be glad you did. It's an amazing experience. It's an absolutely amazing experience, and we're doing some special stuff in the beginning of the year. One of the things we're doing has to do with Alani. It should be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, just sitting at dinner, talking about that resort, and I'm just sitting there going, God Almighty, I want to get back there in the worst way.
You've said it's the best Disney resort?
The best Disney resort, hands down. You know, if you really want to know what my favorite Disney resort is, I mean, I can argue about the merits of different ones here at Walt Disney World. And of course, you know, Disneyland Hotel is, very, very high on my list. But no, I got to give it to Alani. It's the best run Disney resort. I think it's the best run hotel I've ever been in. I think the service level rivals Four Seasons.
I, during my time, had a Hawaiian roommate, and he worked at the Turtle Bay.
Turtle Bay,
yeah.
oh.
And he said that...
Another great resort.
But he said, even though he had worked at the Turtle Bay, he said Alani's the best, and the locals love Alani the best.
Yeah. Yeah, Turtle Bay, if you're ever so inclined, on the North Shore of Oahu. Look, it's not Alani, but it's beautiful. But what makes it special is its location on the North Shore, the views of the sunset. For those of you who were following me on Facebook back in July of last year, I know I posted some pictures when I was out there at Turtle Bay of that. I think it was the second night I was there. The sunset was like nothing I've ever, like the sky exploded with color. It was just the most. I gotta see if I can find that picture.
Turtle Bay always reminds me of Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to stay there, because I love that. God, I go back through some of these pictures and see how heavy I was. It's crazy. I can't. Oh, these are old. Where the hell are all my... albums? You can cut to somebody else. You don't have to...
There's Steve.
Hello. I'm trying to look for questions right now. Anyone have questions?
Here
Comment.
Here it is. Hawaii 2014.
Oh yeah, Jack.
That picture.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sunset. I took that picture from the lanai of my room.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's like purple.
If you go to my albums on my Facebook page, July 10th was the date.
Jackie says if you want to talk about the Alani, there's a brand new Alani forum on the boards.
Yes, I know. I was embarrassed at that dinner I was just talking about when the rep said, we can't find the Alani form. I'm like, oh my God, we don't have an Alani form. So I looked at Corey. I'm like, add that now. So, yes, there is an Alani form on the boards.
And she says the info coming in is great. So go check it out if you're interested. They say, someone just says, Dylan H. says, would you recommend visiting Celebration on a vacation? Anyone?
What's that?
Someone says, would you recommend visiting Celebration? Dylan H. says that. If you're on vacation.
I'd say if you've been to Disney a lot, if you're a yearly visitor or, you come a lot or you've been here a lot of times and you want to just kind of branch out and see something new. Celebration's a great little town, some great places to eat. Celebration Town Tavern is fantastic. Great place to eat. Some cute little stores there. Outside of that, it's just, it's Stepford. It's this, manufactured community, and it's very, that's a good way to put it. It's a manufactured community. And so there's not a lot of spontaneity going on in Celebration, but it's a very, very pretty town. Great place to go visit. So if you've been, I wouldn't take if this is like your second or third trip to Disney and there's a lot you want to see, I would not take a day and go to Celebration. But if you've been here a lot and
you feel like you've done everything,
you don't do Commando anymore, and you like to just have a vacation at a more reasonable pace, and you want to take a day and explore around.
Good to know.
Also, I would, along the same lines. Oh, cool! My other Apple Pencil and my keyboard just shipped from China.
There you
Speaking
go.
of China. Another great, if you really want to get out of the tourist corridor and see a really cool town, Winter Park. Phenomenal restaurants. Again, great shopping. The Ravenous Pig is on the main drag. That's a fantastic restaurant in Winter Park. So that I would highly recommend. No, hold on. I gotta text somebody.
Somebody just said, I wasn't paying attention to this, but Amanda, you just said we live on the Carver Plymouth line and Hingham has the family-owned restaurant, which is a bed. You live on Carver Plymouth line because my mom lives on the Carver Plymouth line. So, are you my neighbor? Like, will you be like in walking distance from my house?
Will you be my neighbor?
Who's this girl? Amanda? Yeah, we did. I don't know. She's got to catch up to me. Come on, Amanda.
People are asking, how is Cracker Christmas?
Cracker Christmas was awesome. Did that for my birthday. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, there's a town called Christmas, Florida. And let's just say it's old Florida. It's very old Florida, and they do this thing one weekend in December called Cracker Christmas, where I don't know, there was a couple hundred tents set up. People sell these crafts, all Christmas stuff, and it's really cute. A lot of handmade stuff. It's just awesome. It's absolutely awesome, and you have a great time, and we did. And my Canadian friends, Evelyn McNamara, who does the Nova Scotia meet, and along with her friend Cheryl and their husbands, and my friends Amy and Heather, and Amy's mom and dad, Verly and Paul, all went, and my mom and Rhino and my brother Kevin, and actually Rhino filmed it.
I did. There might be a little proof, a little bit of some stuff we saw.
I'm still waiting to see any of the things you filmed in the last month that haven't seen the light of day.
They're going to start pouring in starting on Monday.
Someone just said, are we going to attempt to vent at all? And I will vent.
Vent about what?
Just anything. I just thought of something that I need to vent about.
Oh, okay.
At the
Steve's going to rant. Let's see how this goes.
Well, I'll try to be a little bit, I don't know. I was at the Christmas party December 1st, in line to meet Scrooge, Donald, Minnie, and Daisy. And I've noticed I should not be the person to talk about this because I don't have kids, and so I should not be the person to judge. But I've noticed that children in the park are becoming more and more wild, and that their parents are just doing less and less about it. And it just aggravates me so much because if I were to act like that as a kid in Disney World, my parents would grab me by the arm or the ear, and we'd be going back to the resort until I could calm down. And it just pisses me off. So that's my mini rant.
I agree with you. I think the general manners, what am I looking for? Etiquette's the word in park travel in general, is similar to the decline of the cinema. Like, it's not your house.
Yeah.
This isn't a living room.
Right.
Shut up. Other people paid money to be here. It's
don't
a
need
rated R
5.
movie. Take that kid out of here.
Right.
I'm sorry you couldn't get a babysitter. I feel for you. I honestly do. And maybe if you'd asked me, maybe I would have babysat. But like, it's not.
Well, and I just noticed, like, more and more parents are arguing with their children. I was never allowed to argue with it wasn't a fight between me and my parents. My parents just won because they were my parents. They were the winner no matter how wrong, even if they were wrong, they won because they're the parents. And parents don't do that now. Now it's like a back and forth. No, like, I want to go on this ride. It's like, no, this is ridiculous. All right, sorry.
No,
I
I
agree. Gonna
agree.
get all flustered and whatnot.
Holding back.
You know,
I shouldn't be talking about this because I don't have kids and
that doesn't matter. You're still, it doesn't matter. I'm so sick of this. If you don't have kids, you don't get to have an opinion. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I get to have an opinion. If your kids are running around like little savages, and you're sitting there thinking that they're, you're special little snowflake, and doesn't matter if they're bothering other people or acting obnoxious and affecting other people around them, then it's not the kids that need to be slapped. It's the parents.
Yep.
And it's not everybody thinks your kids are cute. Not everybody enjoys the company of your children when they're being obnoxious. And I don't blame the kids. I don't get upset with the kids. I get upset with the parents.
Definitely not the kid's fault. Definitely not.
Okay, so I know this is not the same thing, but I adopted a corgi last year, Artie, and then I rescued one this last summer, Rocket, and they're both very friendly dogs. Rocket is very vocal, and he's just finished a boot camp, so he's not as vocal, but he's still he was he's not even a year old yet, but I think he was kept in like a barn or some sort of small place because he didn't really even know how to use his legs, but. And I am very much aware of how his vocal, his barking affects those around me. Like it bugs the crap out of me, and I'm right here. I can't imagine what my downstairs neighbors think or the other people think. Like, he's a very cute dog, but it's one of those where I'm like, yeah, it doesn't excuse the fact, like. And I understand that you can eventually, like, you're around it so long and you start to tune out to it. But my mother and my father, and my grandparents, everybody was very much like, you treat those around you the way you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. And frankly, I don't want anybody's animal rolling up on me. And that's me referring to children, not dogs.
That's why you kind of got a little preview of what Abby does when people are in the house. I've got, until she learns to calm down more, because she jumps up on people and. She really is well trained and she listens. It's that she's still a puppy and, but she's a 70-pound puppy now and she jumps up on people and I find that obnoxious. So, I kind of keep her segregated. I'm letting her out more and more. I'm letting her around people more and more because she has to learn. But, you've got to be mindful. You've got to be mindful of how your animals behave
And that and a human being is a whole nother level of that. So it's just one of those like like it's just it's just one of those like please do not let this be the decline of the human race. I just want, I don't know. But that's just, I think we get older, we get more sensitive to it too. So, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm very distracted right now because I just almost thought I was going to have to leave because apparently my dog just ate some chocolate. So I had a mini panic attack back here, and that's why I wasn't switching as fast. But the doctor says it's going to be okay. So
How much chocolate?
it was a bag of, I had gotten this bag of chocolate that looked like coal to give to my sister I hate right now. And she's just pissing me off a lot. But and Artie apparently ate the bag. So, but apparently since it was milk chocolate, 7 ounces. The doctor said he'd be okay. So I'm just.
Well, I can tell you, I know that Max one Christmas. I never had a problem with Max.
Yeah.
Eating stuff like that. He was so good, and I used to leave I'd leave a bowl of candy on the coffee table in the living room for when people came over and they could have some, and I never had to worry about it. And then one year, this was maybe 2 years before he died, I go into the family room and the bowl is empty.
Oh, God.
And I see all these half-chewed wrappers. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Then the next thing I know, there is diarrhea everywhere.
Oh.
Diarrhea with wrappers.
Oh, God.
Everywhere. And I feel bad because Walter's brother Kelvin was doing my house cleaning in those days. I made him clean it up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm not good with stuff like that. Not as bad as my friend Kevin, who just gags mercilessly at anything. Max had this really okay, it's a Freeform Friday, so I'll talk about it. Max had this really bad habit when I had Max and Figaro. Figaro's litter box was out, and Max was one of those dogs that liked to eat poop. And so we used to joke that it wasn't a litter box, it was Max's buffet table. And when he got into the litter box, because he'd come up to you and he'd have this mustache of kitty litter.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Like a milk mustache.
Like he'd been snorting Coke, or something. So there. Merry Christmas from me to you. Yeah, there's that visual. I know half the audience is gagging right now.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's Freeform. I don't care.
Okay. People are talking about strollers. You saw that, Rhino?
Yeah, you've sparked a topic here.
Yeah, I have to talk about that too. I was in the parks. I don't know if I forgot if it came. I think it already came out. Oh, it did come out. I had an article about the issue of strollers getting rammed into ankles.
That was the safety thing, the
dangerous
most
things
dangerous
that
things you can do. Yeah.
And I was reading through the comments. I won't name names because they were negative comments, but there are people saying, "Oh, I do that on purpose."
What's that?
Ram their strollers into the ankles of people in front of them. Why
would you do that on purpose?
Because they're they're getting frustrated because people are walking too slow or whatever. And it happened to my girlfriend, and we weren't going slow. We were walking through the tunnel of the castle. This is during my college program, and there was people in front of us. There was nowhere we could go. It's not like we were walking slow. It's the entire group was. Well,
it's it's the attitude of I'm the only person in the world, and I'm the only person in the world that matters. Mm-hmm. It's that overdeveloped sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
That everybody should get out of your way. It's your way and somebody else is in it. You know what?
We're all here together. Everyone's paid the same price to get in the park. Just, the parks are crowded. Deal with it.
If you do it on purpose, karma's a bitch.
Yep.
Karma's a bitch.
And the way I knew he did it on purpose was because he did it, smirked, didn't say sorry, and kept going.
Now, that's when you put your foot out and trip the bastard.
Yeah.
Wow. Watch him face plant on Main Street. oops. And then you smirk, don't say you're sorry, and keep going. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't have too many bad experiences in the parks like that. I don't. I think I'm just lucky. I know a lot of people do, and I'm not saying it doesn't go on. It does. I think I've just been very fortunate that it's not a...
And I will say, these are few and far between incidents for me.
Yeah, it's not like we're going there daily being like, oh, the stroller Armageddon.
Right. And it doesn't help...
The stroller Mad Max. Like, that's all I could think. Like,
I will say I have found the cast members lately to be...
Stepping up.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, I've noticed that too. It's been a lot better.
I've had incredible team member interactions at Universal. I've been there a lot in the last 2 weeks, actually every day, because I'm filming the 201s for next year. And the Who's in Whoville, who like are in the Grinchmas show, they come out and they interact with people. Like, not only did they like sing for me and I videoed them, but then I was walking away and they like all ran up to me and they were like, "What's this device?" And they made me like play the video back for them. But then somebody videoed me showing them. Tyler did it, Tyler Allen, and it was just such a weird, surreal experience. And then the team members that were present for our Diagon Alley party that we had, the Dizzapalooza, the ones that were working in there in costume and everything, they were phenomenal. They were all just wonderful. Like, wonderful people, stayed in character, and it's just interesting how much they can enhance, how much can be enhanced with just that positive little note. You know what I mean? Just a smile and a nod goes so much farther than anything else.
No, absolutely.
It's crazy.
Absolutely, I agree.
We've been noticing a lot. Craig and I have, because we did the press event for Star Wars, but then we'd also gone before when it opened for the Star Tours, and there's this one position in that place. Every time we go, the cast member is always leaning and doesn't acknowledge anybody that walks by. And I don't know if it's just a cursed position or what it is, but I was like, this is that one dead zone of terrible cast member. But everybody else is great, but it's just this one area, and it's never the same person. It's just.
You know what I can tell you though? Is that there were positions when I did my college program that were so, like, some positions were so, like, you were thinking all the time, doing things that, like, it's easy to keep a positive attitude and you're, like, going and moving. But there's some positions like greeter that seem like a very easy position where you kind of just stand there and welcome people in.
Yeah.
That because they're so easy, it's like you fall asleep.
Yeah.
I mean, that not to excuse them because they're cast members and they should put themselves
No, but if you're there for like 2 hours,
yeah,
it's just, if you've missed a rotation. And it's the summertime and you're just like,
and it's
zonked,
95 degrees, yeah.
Or some positions like when I worked at Lights Motors Action, being the greeter there, and just, it's a several thousand seat stadium that just people are flowing in, and your job as greeters to direct strollers to a different entrance. So, and somebody asks you a question, like, there's no interaction. You can't have an interaction. That whole attraction though is set up for negative guest interaction. I have an issue with that. So that's a whole nother thing. But I am getting a question repeatedly asked in live stream, and it's funny because Pete and I did just talk about this, but they want to know what our Star Wars plot predictions are. But Pete has only really watched the first, maybe second trailer for the movie. He doesn't want to watch anything else to talk about it. So that's a Craig and myself and Steve discussion. But I'd like to. It would be cool if we could do something after the movie and chat about it. But I don't want to. I don't want to. I have some theories and stuff like that. But I'm to the point where I'm like, I don't want to publicly talk about it, and then people get carried away or whatever. Or like I've got to reel myself in a little bit. Maybe whenever I'm on overload.
Maybe whenever the next Freeform Friday is after the movie comes out, we can predict what we think the next movie will be.
Yeah, you see, that's more innocent because it's kind of like no one can know. We don't know.
We don't have no idea.
Yeah. There was another question, but I forgot it already. I'm sorry.
In the process of buying my mother an iPad Pro for Christmas. She knows she's getting it. We talked about it at lunch.
Is she getting a gold one? Persian nightclub owner, is that the color?
Yeah.
Okay.
My mother's 85th birthday was yesterday, and for her birthday I got her a colonoscopy.
how thoughtful of you.
That's where I was this morning. Fortunately, clean bill of health for Mom. 85 years old, going strong.
People have been saying happy birthday.
Yeah, she's
We've been getting that.
she's awesome. She's awesome. My mom is awesome. And a lot of people got a chance to meet her at Disapalooza. 927 people, I think it was the final count, showed up.
Did you tell the story?
Which one?
Well, I don't want to say it because if you don't want to tell what happened, I don't want to.
Oh, I know.
I want to.
No. I
want to do some slut shaming.
No. No, we're not telling that story. No, we're not.
But it was a good night. It was a good. It was a.
It was. Honestly, I got to be honest. I love it. It's wonderful. I'm so grateful that people come. I get really overwhelmed in those crowds. I really do. It's really hard for me.
Well,
it's really, really hard for me. And I don't, it seems to be getting worse as I get older. And I really don't get it. I don't understand it. But I was not okay for like 2 days after that. Like emotionally, I was not okay for like 2 days after Disapalooza. And I'm not sure what it is. But it's really overwhelming for me. And it's not like I don't want to be there. And it's like I was looking forward to it, and I loved being there. It's just it takes something out of me that I don't get. I don't get. And like I said, for like 2 days, I just wasn't right. I love doing it, but yeah, it's really weird. It's really hard for me to explain what it is.
It's almost like it would be nice if there was somehow to have a 30-minute.
You mean you wanted like a fast pass queue?
Well, no, I just.
No, I would really
30-minute break.
What I would need, like ideally, would be like a quiet space, a private quiet space I could go to for even 10 or 15 minutes.
It is hard to have that meaningful interaction when you see there's like 10 people waiting.
Well, that's the other thing that bothers me is that I want to sit there and have a conversation, and I can't because there are 20 people lined up behind them, and
you would
and
love
then
to
you
continue.
start. I think part of it is I start feeling disingenuous. What did Kevin call it? The hug and shove or the kiss and shove? He's like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And you push them off. And that bothers me because it feels like I'm just, kind of going through the motions, and I don't like doing that. And I think maybe that's part of it is that I really am trying to be present, and I really am trying to connect with the people I'm saying hello to. And when you're doing that with 1,000 people, you're gonna melt down. You're gonna have a little meltdown.
I had my first. Someone noticed me on property for the first time.
Ooh.
And it was so much nicer. Not that it was so nice meeting everyone at Disapalooza. I'm not saying that. But it was a nicer interaction because they weren't just being shoved down the line.
Right. No, that I love. That I absolutely look forward to.
I get bummed out a little bit when it doesn't happen, to be honest, because I kind of like it's nice to meet. It's like what you said. It's nice to meet them in that one little moment, and it's kind of flattering that somebody sees you
definitely.
like that too. But it is also you can stop and talk to them for a second. You're like, okay, now I put a face to a name. Maybe there's somebody who's in the chat or something like that, and I don't know. So when people are like embarrassed to do it, I'm always like, why? Just come up.
What struck me the last few times I've been in the park, I haven't been stopped, and that almost never happens anymore. I'm always getting stopped in the park, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And I was starting to get like, okay,
What's going on?
Yeah.
And then I think it was night we did Candlelight Processional, and it was the night before that I did the Christmas party. Posted a picture with me and my great nephew Robbie, and people on Facebook were saying, if I saw you in the park, I'd walk right by you because you look nothing like you look so different. And it dawned on me, oh, that's right. I've lost 30 pounds, coloring my hair and
Shave.
shaved my beard off. So yeah, I look completely different, and that's why people don't recognize me. So, you know,
People are asking if Disney will respond to Universal getting a new water park. I don't think so.
no.
That's what I was about to say, but I just wanted to answer their question.
And not unless what is it? Volcano Bay, or what is it called? The new Universal water park.
Yeah, Volcano Bay. Sapphire Falls is the hotel.
And Volcano Bay is the water park. If Volcano Bay turns into like a sensation, if it's like epic,
that plot of land doesn't look large enough to be. I mean, I'm sure it'll be. They're talking about it like it's supposed to be this new innovative type of park.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
If Universal hits it, hits on all cylinders with it, then yeah. I mean, they might, but I don't think so. I think it's. I think at this point we're talking about things that are going to. A water park isn't going to take away market share. A theme park is. So I think I'll stand by what I've said. Disney has no choice with the 450 acres that Universal is either purchased or getting ready to purchase on Universal Boulevard. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a third gate. And Disney's going to have to respond with a fifth gate. There's just no way around it. Now, granted, then it becomes a who can get it done first. And Disney has taken enough of a black eye with the amount of time it's taking them to build anything.
Mm-hmm. It's going to start to become bad. They're going to start creating a reputation for themselves as being.
They already have.
They already have.
Yeah. I mean, that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
But also the other thing is that, what is it? Next or 2017 is when Iger's going to step down.
Yeah. The next guy's got to make an impression.
Stag's got to make an impression, and
I hope his thing is, look how fast I did everything. Like,
yeah, that'd be cool.
Because look, it's the wonderful world of construction right now, is what we've got.
Yeah,
and I don't know. They're gonna have to. It's really, get your popcorn. It's gonna be so interesting to watch this. As somebody who follows this and has followed it for years, I love this stuff. I really do. I geek out on it. I was when the county commission was meeting on Skyplex. It was a Tuesday night.
Yeah,
and I was in a meeting, and I'm trying to be, because I'm getting these updates on my phone,
like under the table,
and I'm trying to be really discreet, and I'm reading these updates. I'm going, oh my God, and then I'm texting Craig. I'm forwarding them off to Craig. I'm like, oh my God, can you believe this? And then when it broke that two of the commissioners came out and said, oh, by the way, did you know Universal was in contract for 450 acres? I thought my head was going to explode, because I'm sitting there trying to be involved and engaged in this conversation I'm having.
Like a Dallas
moment. And then my phone is like down here, and I'm like, holy crap. I love that stuff. I geek out on it.
I do have somebody asking, they're Canadian. Can Canadians donate to the Give Kids the World stuff we do? They must be able to, right?
Yeah.
I don't see why not. Do they have American dollars?
Yeah, no,
too?
they can absolutely donate to in the U.S. There are laws regarding fundraising in Canada.
Oh, okay. So they can it can go this way, maybe.
Yeah,
not
it's
the other
where
ways.
the money's being raised.
Okay.
It's about where the money's being raised. So. And for those of you who are wanting to donate to our movie on the 22nd that can't make it, we are putting together an online payment just for that. And that should be up in the next day or two. So we'll be putting that out on Facebook and Twitter and every place else where you can send money. And we got a lot of people being really, really generous. Even though we haven't sold out the theater, we've already raised over $10,000 for Give Kids the World. So at the end of the day, no matter how many people show up, this is going to be cool. All right, I think that's good for me. What about you?
Yeah, it was a good discussion.
Yeah, I think we had
It
a
was
lot
a good
of
one.
Yeah, I gotta go pack my car now for.
Yeah,
for
somebody's
Massachusetts.
got a long drive ahead of them tomorrow.
I was just gonna say though, there's like a lot of people in this thing there in Massachusetts that are like, we're gonna have lunch when you get here. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'll see some of you soon.
You don't want to eat with them. You don't want to eat with them.
You gotta. It's gotta be something short that you can get in. If everyone's creepy, get out.
How many people in YouTube? In the chat room?
104.
Wow, so we've got like 241 people watch. I think that's like a record for Freeform Friday.
Just 3 of us.
Just the 3 of us, yeah. Such a small group. But yeah, this has been great, folks. Thanks for taking some time out of your Friday night to sit here and listen to us ramble. You know, you'll never know how much it means to me that I get to do this and that we get to do this. And you guys seem to enjoy it. So, all right. So, just so you all know, next Tuesday, we start our 2-part Best of 2015 series. And so the first part goes up next Tuesday. The second part goes up right before Christmas. And then on the 29th, I've got a solo show with my best moments of the year, my personal best moments of the year. And that will be an audio-only show, be up on iTunes, and it will go up on, we'll just put the audio up on YouTube like we normally do. So, all right, folks, this is our last live one for the year. Hard to believe. It just feels like it was January yesterday.
Crazy.
But we are working on some, I'm telling you, we are working on some really, really fun stuff for next year.
These people who want to have these nerdy discussions in here that keep getting shut down, I don't think you'll be shut down much longer. So you just keep being
What's
nerdy.
the matter?
There's a lot of people that want to keep discussing like movie stuff with you, or like Star Wars, or like, you know, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, like, I mean, you know, we're always here, just not on the show. Like, you know, like, just send us that stuff. Email us. Tell us what you want to know. I don't know, right?
Email him.
Email me. I love nerdy stuff. Tell me. Let's talk about that stuff. I love it.
Email him. All right, folks. That is a wrap for the Diz Unplugged for 2015. Thank you so much for being with us tonight and throughout the year. We really, really do appreciate your support. And I wish every single one of you Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year. Good night, everybody.